Hey, I know how frustrating it can be to spend hundreds on a generator that either doesn't have enough power when you need it most or sits in the garage unused because it's too loud or complicated to set up. If you're looking at the DuroMax XP11000iH, you probably need something that can actually handle your whole house during an outage or power your RV without waking up the campground. The good news is this one ticks a lot of those boxes, but it's not perfect for everyone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the big question, can it really run your essentials? The XP11000iH puts out 9,000 running watts and 11,000 peak watts, which is enough to power a fridge, lights, a sump pump, a window AC, and even a microwave all at once. That's not just marketing fluff, it's actually capable of handling the load if you size your circuits right. But here's the catch, you have to be careful about starting watts. Some appliances like refrigerators or power tools need a surge to kick on, and if you plug too many of those in at once, you'll trip the breaker. I've seen people assume they can run everything and then get frustrated when the generator shuts off. So plan your loads carefully and keep a kilowatt meter handy if you're unsure. One thing that sets this apart from cheaper models is the dual fuel option. You can run it on gasoline or propane, which is a lifesaver if gas is hard to find during an emergency or if you just want a cleaner burning fuel for longer runtime. On gas, you get about 8 hours at 50% load, and on propane, it's closer to 12 hours. That extra runtime can be a game changer if you're dealing with a multi-day blackout. But propane tanks are heavy, and you'll need a good hose setup to avoid spills. Also, propane reduces the power output slightly, so don't expect the same punch as gasoline when you switch. The remote start is a feature I didn't realize I needed until I tried it. Instead of wrestling with a pull cord in the rain or dark, you can start this thing from up to 80 feet away with the included remote. It's not just a gimmick, it's genuinely useful, especially if the generator is outside and you're trying to keep the noise down. Pair that with the CO alert system, which automatically shuts the generator off if it detects dangerous carbon monoxide levels, and you've got a safety net that most portable generators don't offer. That's the kind of thing that gives me peace of mind, especially if I'm running it overnight or in a confined space. Now, let's talk about the downsides. First, this thing is heavy. We're talking 236 pounds, so moving it around isn't a one-person job unless you're really strong or have a generator cart. If you're planning to take it camping or tailgating, make sure you've got a way to transport it safely. Second, the inverter technology is great for sensitive electronics like laptops or phones, but it doesn't mean this is a quiet generator. At 74 decibels, it's about as loud as a vacuum cleaner, so don't expect to run it next to your bedroom window during a storm. Third, while the automatic transfer switch ready feature is nice, you'll need to buy the transfer switch separately, and that adds to the cost. If you're not comfortable wiring it yourself, you'll need an electrician, which means extra labor costs on top of the generator. Who should buy this? If you live in an area with frequent power outages, have a large home with critical systems like a sump pump or medical equipment, or you're an RV owner who needs reliable power without relying on campground hookups, this generator is worth the investment. It's also a solid choice if you want the flexibility of dual fuel and don't mind the weight or noise. On the other hand, if you're looking for something quiet enough for urban use, lightweight for frequent transport, or you don't need that much power, there are cheaper and smaller options out there. The value here comes from the combination of power, dual fuel, remote start, and safety features. You're not just paying for raw wattage, you're paying for convenience and reliability when it matters most. But don't assume this will be your forever generator. If you're just dabbling in backup power or you're not ready to commit to a large, stationary setup, start with something smaller and see how it fits into your routine. One last thing, make sure your local regulations allow for a generator of this size. Some neighborhoods or campgrounds have noise ordinances or restrictions on propane use, so double-check before you buy. If you've done your homework and this fits your needs, it's a solid pick. Check it out on Amazon using the link in the description, and let me know in the